Hello and welcome to Arts 24. Today we're taking you to France's biggest music festival, the only place to be for rock and heavy metal. Hellfest has kicked off its 2025 edition in Clisson, near Nantes, and France 24's music editor Marjorie Hache is there soaking up the atmosphere. Hi Marjorie. Now, as I mentioned, this is France's biggest outdoor music event. It's huge. It gets crowds of almost 300,000 people. What's on the agenda this year at Hellfest?
Oh, well, I have to say this is the Disneyland of metal, and just the decor, you know you're not at any ordinary festival. Everything is quite dark, gloomy, ghouly, and very cool with heavy metal fans from around the world who come here just to see some of the biggest acts. And we've got a friend and someone, see metalheads are very friendly and nice like that, but great atmosphere here. It is scorching. We're getting about 36 degrees Celsius today, and it feels like 50, let me tell you. But the lineup is incredible. Linkin Park, the Sex Pistols with Frank Carter from the Rattlesnakes stepping in as singer. You've also got Judas Priest, and last night, on Thursday night, we had the fabulous new metal band Korn. So it's really heavy, and what's also cool, I was mentioning the Disneyland aspect, welcoming the festival goers is this fantastic animatronic. She premiered last edition, and she's still there, a Scorpio woman called Lilith. You might have some images there showing her in all her splendor, so that really gives you an idea of what kind of grandiose mentality is around here at Hellfest 2025.
It looks wild. Now, I know that you've been checking out a few of the bands headlining this year. You've got a tip for us? Apocalyptica, apparently.
Yeah, it's a band that stems from Helsinki. Now, they're all classically trained cellists, and they mix it with metal. Their last album was, and it's the second time they've done that, a Metallica tribute album. Let's take a look at what happened on stage during their performance. Fantastic rendition of Metallica's Enter Sandman by Apocalyptica there. Now, like many other festivals, if not most festivals, Hellfest lacks a lot of women on stage. That doesn't mean there aren't fantastic ones that are present, such as the band Ginger, who is a female-fronted act from Ukraine, and their singer Tatiana is absolutely incredible. She'll give a run for the money to any other metalhead. She's incredible.
She sounds pretty fierce. Indeed, let's get a look at their music. This is Ginger on stage at Hellfest. So Marjorie, like we said, the focus here is really rock and metal. Do they ever deviate from that in the programming, bring in other genres? Is the crowd up for different stuff?
Well, it's interesting because the festival, which started off actually in the early 2000s as Furia Festival before migrating to the name Hellfest in 2006, prided itself for opening up to metal sounds that were not really represented across the general festival scene. So we had black metal, death metal, speed metal, very much open to this more obscure bracket genres of metal. And well, in recent years, the festival seems to have opened up its programming. And on Friday night, we have the band Muse, who are hugely successful and popular, playing the stage. And that has divided some festival goers. Some I spoke to were really actually happy because it reminded them of their teens, and they were excited to come and see Muse live. And whilst others were a bit like, yeah, Hellfest is a little bit sold out, but luckily there's still the War Zone stage, which is a stage that's on my right down there, and that's where the most, let's say, aggressive yet fun mosh pits take place, and they seem to have the acts that are still legendary and linked to the festival. But overall, I think the festival does still open its arms to bands in more niche areas. We had on Friday night the band Sun, but you also had acts like Korn playing, so I think it's very versatile in terms of programming.
Yeah, embracing a bit of diversity there. And as you mentioned, this is a really international event, those big names from the US, UK, Germany, Ukraine, but it is also the best place to check out new stuff or old stuff from the French scene. Tell us a bit about that. You've got some tips.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one of the acts last night, on the Thursday night that I saw, was the band Rise of the North Star, but there's another French act who've really been doing the rounds and playing festivals across Europe at large, and that band is Last Train.
Okay, well, let's hear a little bit more about them. This is Jean-Noël Scherer from Last Train.
It's one of the main festivals in France. I guess it's the main metal and rock and roll festival in Europe, so yeah, we're lucky to be here, and the new album is wilder than what we did before, and maybe it was an idea for the booking team here to put us on stage, and maybe that's the reason why we play at Copenhagen Festival yesterday, we play Grass Pop tomorrow, so yeah, it makes sense to play Hellfest today.
Thanks so much for the roundup, Marjorie, and do keep cool, keep in the shade and have a wild time. Bon festival. Well, from music to street art now, with an exhibition showcasing the huge diversity of the genre. It's in the La Défense neighbourhood here in Paris. The Zoo Art Show features the work of over 500 artists. It's a testament to the creativity of an ever-evolving scene, which takes in everything from stencils, portraits, installations and more. Eliza Herbert has this report.
When Monster began tagging buildings over 20 years ago, he never imagined his work would end up in a gallery or make him an income.
We were part of a minority, and we really wanted to be part of this world and put our name in as many places as possible in Paris.
Now he is one of 500 artists presenting at the Zoo Art Show in Paris. He's hoping it will shed light on his work.
There are a lot of people who say that tags and signatures are not pretty. Maybe they will start to understand that a parallel world exists in Paris and that people who make tags are also making art.
Once a maligned practice in France, today sprawling tags and stencils proliferate across blank walls in most public places, carving out space in the city that is renowned for its traditional art and architecture. Popular artists such as Banksy have brought the once fringe art form to the mainstream. But for the exhibition's organiser Antoine, more can be done to demystify the genre.
The goal is to gather everything in one place, to be able to bring it together so it can be discovered in a simple way. Because indeed, street art is difficult to decipher when you don't know it.
The Zoo Art Show spans over 4,000 square metres, taking over a 5-storey office building in Paris's La Défense district. Each level is a different chapter in street art history.
We're aiming to present urban art from its conception, that means tag, pure and hard graffiti. The top floor simply presents the work of a huge number of Parisian artists that can be seen outside in the streets. Then this floor, where we are now, is dedicated to graffiti, but graffiti that will push to its most contemporary forms, abstract and figurative art, for example.
The exhibition features artists from France and abroad, including the United States, Germany, China and Spain.
To the UK now, where one of the world's leading museums has taken a radical new approach to viewing its collection. The Victoria and Albert Museum is giving visitors a chance to get up close and personal with some of their objects and artefacts at a giant warehouse in East London. Jennifer Ben Brahim gives us a glimpse of some of those treasures. Take a look.
Shopping for a masterpiece. From a 1950s tutu for a Russian ballet, The Firebird, to this 12-metre-high Picasso stage cloth. More than 250,000 objects. 50,000 library books and 1,000 archives from the Victoria and Albert Museum are now being housed in this East London warehouse, available for private viewing at the click of a button.
One of our most popular items, which is by Christobel Balenciaga, 1954, evening gown. The dress has a balloon hem, which is interesting also because now that's becoming very fashionable again.
Far from the usual admonishment of do not touch, Order an Object at the Storehouse is a first on-demand service of its kind. A backstage pass to a fifth of the museum's collection. Visitors can book an appointment and get up close and personal with up to 5 cultural treasures.
The most amazing reasons why people are coming to use this service. Everything from people being world experts through to one of my favourites, which is a woman said, I can't decide what to wear on my big day, so I've ordered 5 wedding dresses from different eras, and I'm going to have a look at them and see which one I want to choose.
The ultimate cabinet of curiosities. More than 5,000 years of design history, available to the general public for free.
I don't think that glam artwork should be behind, glass and far away from people. I think it should be up close and personal, interactive. I think that's fun. It should be for everyone.
A royal seal of approval from the Princess of Wales.
I love the choice of colours.
A patron of the Victoria and Albert Museum and a keen art lover. A chance for her to examine this 19th century riding habit, with gloves on, of course.
Well, we're wrapping up the show with some more music. Those headliners that Marjorie mentioned at Hellfest, the British rock band Muse. They debuted their new single, Unravelling, at the festival and are now embarking on a European tour, taking them to Norway, Sweden and Poland over the coming days. We'll leave you with a taste of that track. Otherwise, do join us next time here on Arts 24 for more music, arts and culture. There's more news coming up just after this.
Your eyes go cold, sunrise as we December.